session 1 of the prep. The prep has officially dropped, the hammer has been dropped, and we are fucking going. So we're going to be going through some training, we're going to be going through the initial P.E.Ds, the things that everyone wants to know about. We're going to be looking at nutrition. You're going to be following me through my upper session today, and we're going to be doing a little bit of Q&A throughout the session. This is going to be the first vlog, and then we're going to be getting multiple vlogs as we progress through the prep. So we'll be doing another one halfway. We'll be doing my peak week. We'll be doing client preps. We'll be doing a day in the life. We'll be doing training vlogs. So make sure you click that subscribe button so that you can see my entire journey up until my second competition season. Let's have a graft. Very rare that I'm going to be losing, or very unlikely I'm going to be losing muscle tissue. But if we can keep training intensity high, that's the fucking thing that's going to keep muscle hanging around. And if I'm training really fucking hard, I'm even going to grow a little bit of muscle tissue, even in a big deficit, just because of the fucking anabolics that I'm using. I almost don't like today because I've only do 2 sets of everything. So I'm like, when I have a good set on this, I just want to do like another 3 sets of good sets. Straight into prep. Been waiting for fucking ages, like 32 weeks of massing. Then we've had 12 weeks of maintenance where we're just looking to take off a bit of fat. And I've just been itching to just fucking drop the hammer, and I had the conversation with the coach and it was like, okay, it's time to drop the hammer. Let's get fucking shredded. So we're gonna get shredded. Let's do it. Training is at that point where I'm not at the point where I need any kind of specialism. I don't need to focus on anything specific. I just need to fucking grow everywhere. And I think this is what people forget. Like, a lot of times people are like, oh, I really need to grow my chest, or I really need to grow my shoulders. I say, motherfucker, you don't. You need to grow everywhere. You need to grow every fucking muscle group. I had a lad sign up the other week, and he's like, my legs are big enough. And I looked at him, I was like, what the fuck? Like, your legs are tiny. You need to grow fucking everywhere, motherfucker. Anyway, so I'm just looking to grow everything. So we're going for like a modified push-pull legs. So we're doing push day, so a 5-day training split essentially, 2 rest days. And then we're splitting that down into a push-pull legs. So we're doing push, where we're training chest, shoulders, triceps. Then we're doing a pull day, where we're training back, biceps. We're training legs, but on both my leg days, I'm also training shoulders and arms, just because they can take more volume. Upper day, where I'm training everything, and then another leg day. So we've got an equal split of volume around all muscle groups, and it's just about, the hardest bit for me is trying to manage my rest days, because with family, with work, I've got to make sure that I'm training around family, training around work, but also getting my rest in so that I'm not fucking myself up. So far, we're doing all right. I feel like that little bit more, just feel a little bit more aggressive in the set. In a good way, like controlled aggression. And I think when you've got that controlled aggression, you can just get like that extra 1, maybe 2 sets, and just don't feel as flat. It's all fucking placebo. I'm probably just injecting water. I ain't got a fucking clue. How to manage tiredness and fatigue whilst training and cardio on prep. I mean, look, ultimately, when you're on prep and you're looking to compete, managing fatigue and tiredness is that thing that's like the holy fucking grail. If you cannot be tired, if you cannot be fatigued on prep, you've probably not gone fucking hard enough, especially in your first prep. In your first prep, it's always the hardest. It's always the worst because you don't know what to expect. The only things you can do is speak to your coach. You know, you have to expect that you are going to be tired, you are going to be fatigued, you are going to be in the trenches for quite a lot of the prep. However, if you speak to your coach, if you communicate, you can implement things like refeeds. You can refeed, like you can have a refeed day a week. You could have refeed blocks. And when we look at this literature, people that incorporate higher food days when fatigue is high, they do tend to stay adherent a little bit better. They do tend to manage fatigue a little bit better. But that's for people that are 100% on it. If you struggle to stick to your plan and you struggle to hit your cardio and your steps and you're struggling to hit those landmarks, you do not have the capacity or the privilege of having refeeds, because you're still going to be too fat. So if you're too fat, you can't refeed. If you're on point, if you're on track, then you can possibly have refeeds, but you've got to stay on track first. So I've had clients come to me in the past who have been told they can't have rice because it is bad for poor digestion, and they've been put on either couscous. I've been seeing it quite a lot with chickpeas, believe it or not. What's your thoughts? So I think when it comes to people being put onto foods or have foods taken away, like as a preventative thing, I think that's fucking stupid, because everyone is individual. I tolerate potatoes really well. I don't tolerate rice really well. Other people might be different. So I think there's no good or bad foods. It's about the individual. So if I have a client that can't have pasta because they're gluten, wheat intolerant, then they're not going to have fucking pasta. But if they can, they're going to have fucking pasta. Ultimately, the best diet is the diet that the client can adhere to long term without any negative health benefits. So whilst yes, people do have intolerances, there is no good or bad food until those tolerances are identified. Question: how to maximize food volume of food whilst in a deficit? And this, you know what? This is the number one thing that people fuck up on. When they go into a deficit, they think they have to eat less food. You're eating less calories, but you don't have to eat less total volume of food. And the people that succeed in fat loss, the people that succeed in creating a calorie deficit long term, are the people that actually eat more food. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you've got a chicken thigh, which might be the palm of your hand, that might be 200 calories, for argument's sake. You compare that to a chicken breast, which is the size of a full hand, that might be the same calories, but it's almost double the size. So you're getting double the volume for the same calories. You look at a whole plate of salad, well, a whole plate of salad might be, I don't know, 50 fucking calories, or you could have a whole pizza that takes up the whole room and be 1,200 calories. So when we're talking about managing a deficit, it's about increasing volume by making better choices with your food. Hit different. I don't know what it is. I think it's like those big, horrible, gross movements like that. You're just so fucking fatigued. Watch out, watch your back, 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 watch your back. No. Right. P.E.Ds, drugs, the Mexican supplements, the things that everyone wants to know about. So throughout the pre-prep was on pretty much a baseline of anabolics, and it was very much a case of use as little as possible to maintain and perhaps just grow a little bit of tissue during that maintenance phase. So in terms of the baseline of testosterone, we're using 300 milligrams. 300 milligrams testosterone enanthate, and then we also had one other compound in, so we used a DHT in the form of masteron, and that was at 200 milligrams. So we was using a total androgenic load of about 500 milligrams. Now, since the start of prep, because we're looking to perhaps even grow a little bit of muscle tissue, we're also looking to offset any kind of catabolism through the reduction in calories. That androgen load has increased. Now, we know that my sensitivity to testosterone is quite high. So whenever I go to maybe 350 milligrams of testosterone, I do get estrogenic side effects. So I do get sensitive nipples, I do get inflammation of the nipples, so we have to keep my testosterone load below that 350 mark. So what we're doing is we're maximizing that DHT pathway. So instead of increasing testosterone, we're increasing masteron. So we've had an increase of 200 milligrams of masteron for this first phase. So now we've gone from 500 milligram total load to 700 milligram total load. And then over the course of prep, that's going to slowly increase. And we're initially planning to go to about a 1300 milligram androgenic load towards the end. And we'll talk more about the compounds that I'm going to be using further into prep as we get there. But for now, it's just going to be that testosterone base, a DHT derivative, and we're just going to ride that train. And we'll probably have escalations every 4 to 5 weeks during the prep. With that increase in androgenic load, I am going to feel stronger. I am going to get stronger. I am going to develop more muscle tissue. I am going to get leaner, and I am going to get more vascular along the way. But as always, what I do is not what you should do. What I'm doing is based on me, my choice, the discussions I have with my coach, and at no point do I think you should do it. At no point do I think I should promote it, because I'm not, because there's a lot of downsides. Taking P.E.Ds is fucking dangerous. You are gonna have a detriment to your health. You are gonna run the risk of heart problems, hypertension, cholesterol issues with your liver, your kidneys, the whole shebang. But it's, can you do it in the safest, not the safe way, but the safest way possible? And you do that by getting a coach, doing your blood work, and making sure you're just not a dick.